Hi everyone, it's Jerry. I'm on chess.com and I just got paired up playing now a 3-2 game. Let's kick off with the Caro-Kann and try and get our light square bishop outside the pawn chain. So let's take here. They're going for a gambit. I usually decline this. To take or not? Let's see. I'm going to bypass it. Becomes a bit awkward to develop their kingside now. And with that move, normally I would come out to f5, but not in this case. Because I run into tempi gaining moves like g4, h4. And I then have some concern about my bishop. Let's pin the knight, and even think about knight d5. So I'm expecting they're thinking about queenside castle with that. That's a mysterious move. Okay. So knight d5. Let's castle first. Knight d5 I'll get in at some point. Maybe right now? Yeah, why not? Let's go for it. I would love if they take with the bishop. Ooh, I get their dark square bishop. I'm going to take that. And let's get my other knight working. There's no sacrifices working here. I want to break at this pawn, but how to do it exactly? Let's start with this. I need to get my light square bishop working next, so probably just b6, bishop b7. Yeah, let's do that. I'm not taking on here pretty much ever because of pawn takes, and I help their rook out and their center. So let's keep the bishop pair. Bishop b7, queen c7, and then c5. Ooh. Okay, maybe now I'll consider capturing. Yeah, let's consider capturing now that they can't play pawn takes and open the f-file. And maybe this move, g6. Yeah, I like that. I still have a close eye on sacrifices here. I'm still looking to open up the position for the two bishops. They're threatening f5 now because of this bishop. Let's probably go here. You know, with this move g6, I weaken the dark squares, but I have my dark square bishop around to compensate. So probably queen here, protecting the bishop, enabling c5. Still, nothing is going to happen on e6, I don't think, at least. Probably c5. Yeah, let's go for it. Could end up with an isolated pawn. I want to keep the queens on the board, I believe. Or do I? It's a bit tricky. We could enter an opposite color bishop ending pretty soon. The knight will be making use of this square. To keep the queens on or not? I'm gonna say let's exchange queens. So on knight e4 I'm not gonna take. Still want to play this position with the two bishops. It's tough to really get at their queenside pawns. Bishop b3 is a good defender. Or even b3 with any pressure with rook b8 stuff. So I'm boxing out this knight. My bishop controls the knight. That's how I view this. I'm looking to just occupy the d file. Let's play here. Stop b4. Weakening b5, but okay. Take the knight? No. Let's get to the open file. Threatening to maybe take and then play rook d2. Okay, their bishop is secure for sure on b5. But I get some activity here. If the knight moves, rook d2. Yeah, probably this right away. They gotta defend their second rank like so, yeah. So probably let's take the knight, force them to retreat, and then play here. Rook d2. Difficult. Very active. This bishop is maybe out of play. Yeah, he is. I believe I'm playing with an extra piece in this position. Rook d2, hitting b2, g2. I should have something. Even bishop here. Rook d2, bishop f6 into d4, kicking a rook off of g1, which is one of the only pieces that could really defend g2. It's very awkward for the knight to do that. So, let's see. Probably have that soon. And let's start with this. No. Let me see. What's the trick here? There should be a win. No, let's just take the pawn. I was thinking this is unprotected after knight d3, but I have it defended. Let's play here first. Stop knight d3. Yeah, this knight is under control now. This is a nice key move. Bishop here, bishop d4 will be the winning continuation now. Yeah, this knight is completely restricted. And that should pretty much be the ball game. Crashing through on g2 now. So no squares for the knight, the bishop is out of play. He's good to secure the queen side, but play directed towards the king side in this one. So let's see what they come up with. Not sure what more to add. g2 is collapsing. These guys got to be too strong. Okay. So they're just giving up their knight. I'm not sure what the scoop is with that. So just improve my king position. And there's probably other stuff, right? I'm playing up a piece here. Just stop their pawn from advancing and play a little bit quicker. Let's go here. Take here. It's probably not the most convincing way to do this. Let's get back here, actually. Stop any bishop defensive moves like this. And then retreat, bishop to d4. And just taking here. If the pawn moves, it's just a fork here, so... Okay, I guess they're playing on looking for, like, time stuff. But, we got the increment, so no worries there. I guess we'll just round up this pawn here. Rook d3 here. Okay. Well, let's pick up this guy. And then push my c-pawn. Take here as well. So we'll see what the computer has to say as usual. After this one. Yeah, and just play it out. Sometimes you just play the games out of momentum, so mate threat here. And no stalemates. Mate in a couple. Mate in one. Okay. Yeah, I think it was the correct decision. We'll see with again the computer, but before looking at it with the computer, I think again the decision with the capture on c5, playing the position where the queens are off, and it's simplifying a bit more. I think it was easier to hang on to the bishop pair if the knight was allowed to get to e4 with the queen still on board. I might have felt compelled to give up one of my bishops, but with the queens off, it was easier to hold on to the bishop pair and put them to use. But we'll see what the computer has to say, and yeah, we'll see where we can make some improvements. Okay, let's see where there are some improvements in this one. So we had our opponent, white, trying for some gambit here. I usually decline it. It's never going to be the best It's not going to be the top suggestion by the computer, but yeah. I think one of the improvements also on the white side, I was referencing the decision by me, the capture on c5, but giving up that dark square bishop probably shouldn't have done that. I can't. I've done this so many times. Playing the Caro-Kann, one of the main ideas, or the main idea, is bishop to c5, deploying this guy, but it runs into some problems, or can at least. Queen d2, queenside castle, and then these tempo gaining moves. With a situation where it's opposite sides castling, one of the most influential elements in the game will be time, and you run into these time-gaining moves. White launching their pawns, kicking around minor pieces, threatening to trap minor pieces and such. So, while he's not going to be deployed to f5, I mean, in the game I went by way of a queenside fianchetto, at least I'm sidestepping those tempo-gaining moves, g4, h4, g5, h5 stuff. So e6 it is. Queen there. In fact, let me go back just a moment here. And this move here, it's suggesting, okay, yeah, just the recapture. So a slight pull for white. I guess we can expect that with their center. 4th rank pawn versus 3rd rank pawns. Queen there. Rook there. Yeah, I already felt comfortable as soon as rook was playing. I thought bishop here, but in fact that's dropping this pawn here. Maybe better was queen d2, just staying clear of this square, so that you can connect the knights. So this is a bit awkward. Playing knight d5, yeah, it's an even position. So yeah, they're just giving up their bishop. On bishop back here. Yeah, that's an option. I mean, I could go in for the damaging of the pawn structure, but at least the bishops are maintained, and white still has this pawn on e4. And it's holding it as about an even position. Okay, so playing with the bishop pair. No shifts here, as mentioned. I don't want to take here. I'm just helping them out. Helping their center, helping out their rook. Still has it as even, but it's not really a fun position to play as black. Okay, so I just went with completing development. And any changes here? It likes knight d5. Okay. Knight takes f6 being suggested. Okay. What's the story? Knight takes f6 and then knight h5. Oh. Okay. And it wants to go g6, so yeah. I don't know that I would have played that, though, to be perfectly honest. Probably this. And then queen here. Ooh. That's important to be aware of. Sneaky. Converging on g7. Can't play this. e6. Oh, that's a slick move there. Knight takes, bishop takes, knight to h5. I was thinking knight takes and then bishop takes knight here, but I just drop back. And we have similar to the game with the bishop canceling out the knight, offsetting the knight. Okay, so that's interesting to be aware of, that taking and then knight to h5. f4. And then it still likes knight d5, but anything wrong with taking? What's the continuation? Knight d5, queen f2, and then g6. Okay, so playing this position, in other words, with still another minor piece on board, another knight for each of us. Okay. Yeah, another thing, these are kind of redundant. This knight is not playing, so I'm kind of helping white out by capturing. Yeah, I'm helping the piece. This is probably their worst piece. Well, of their minor pieces at least, this is the worst piece, and I'm helping them out by capturing, so maybe with more time to think, knight d5 is the move to really go with. And ooh, f5 is still hitting, huh? Ooh, Okay. This is good to look into then, because I was expecting. I thought I'd be able to just do this, but apparently white is doing good here, huh? Ooh, with this bishop returning here on d3, focusing on h7. Knight takes f5. Of course, I wanted to do this. Ooh, even the rook. They have too many attackers. My bishop and rook are not playing. Wow. +3, so this is obviously losing here. I'm just dropping the bishop with that, but king h8, rook d to f1. Ooh, how many points do they have attacking? 19, 22 points, and yeah, not too many defenders around here for my king. And the heart of my structure is long gone, clearly, my g-pawn. Okay, so sacrifices were working with this advance. So, that said, I should be doing something other than g6 here. Well, this was my idea, in fact. I mean, I wanted to play g6. Well, I mean, I could have done it right now, but yeah, I helped out their pieces a little bit. I wanted to stop f5 with this move, obviously, and yeah, it's not stopping it. The tactics are working out here. Giving up the knight. So what should I have done? Instead of g6, queen c7. And then on f5, yeah, I didn't want to allow this. f5, c5, queen g4. This isn't fun to play as black. Especially when the top move is king to h8. It's not a happy day. King h8. Even dropping a pawn, right? Yeah, this is no fun. So I needed to play better here at this point. Knight d5 and then g6. Queen d2, g6 now. And it's not working in this case. I take, knight takes, pawn takes, rook takes. At least I have another piece around that could help defend. And it's suggesting bishop here, -2. And let's just give it a little bit of time to think this one through. Yeah, here's the other thing. I'm able to play f5. And I have my dark square bishop. That's probably the main point here, the main difference. I have my dark square bishop around. Yeah, well, I mean, even in the other variation, when I'm taking here, queen takes, g6, I do have my dark square bishop in this case, too. But, yeah, I don't have a knight around that can help out with defense. It's not working out in this case, so important tactical shot to be aware of. Both of us overlook that. And it should be fine here. I don't know that there was anything else missed. No, f5 is still hitting. Okay. Yeah, so I guess it's still just crashing through. f5. Ouch. Yeah. So f5 takes, g takes, rook takes, even this position, huh? Rook e to f1. Wow. Yeah, even f7 is getting hit a ton of times, +2. Okay, noted, f5 is still there. This is not a sufficient defense of this pawn push. Okay, noted. So f5 was hitting several times, a couple times. And was it hitting ever again? No, once it got to this point, then the tactics are calming down a bit with the queens off. Doesn't even like capturing on c5 here, bishop h4. Okay, I'm not playing bishop h4. That's too computerish, I guess. Queen takes, yeah. Here's the other point, pawn takes, knight here, bishop e7. Okay, still an evenish position. But I want to get the queens off, and what else was maybe missed here? I wanted to stop b4. Maybe a5 was unnecessary. Rook fd8, and I'm just entering from here. Just kind of plays itself out. I'm trying to get to the second rank, and it's usually good enough to have a rook on the second rank, but combined with the pressure on g2, have an additional piece coordinating on one of the squares on the second rank. it's all the more influential to have a rook on the second. So rook d2 takes, and I'm just getting to the second rank again. But yeah, that f5 advance, okay, noted. G6, E6, it still isn't enough. These piece sacrifices are there. Several instances of sacrifices on f5 here, and my opponent in this one just playing it out to its end. But interesting game. Hopefully some things to be taken away from this. Surely I'll be more aware of that f5 advance in ensuing games. But anyhow, feel free to leave any comments in the comment section below to this video. And as always, I hope you got something out of it. That's all for now. Take care. Bye.